7031 Whopper. We'll call him the Southern Group. Eastern Group is 50 east of Whopper. Eastern Group now turning cold angel. Understand, cleared to kill. Leader, past the line now. One, cleared kill, cleared kill.
По курсу до цели полсотни 3. Выше 3. По фронту между целью 2 километра.
Одна слева, одна справа, 209.
Пошли направо, 39. Наблюдаю, работаю по ней. 10 наблюдает? Нет. Понял. Находится справа. Вижу за паром второй. Уходите влево, 78. После второй за нами. Работаю по верхнему. Давай, выхожу вправо. Понял. Просто второй за нами, давай. Огонь, огонь! Понял.
Hello, everyone. How are you going? Welcome in, welcome in. It's time for SATAC, and most importantly, me to fulfill my duties in this competition. Both teams have agreed for today to take place on either Persian Gulf or Syria, maps that we haven't had a chance to dig our teeth into very much yet. So let's roll those dice, and remember, we're going to add a 6 to this number here. Can you see it? 3, 2, 1, go. So that is 8 plus 6, 14. And that will be... Bashar al-Assad versus King Hussein Air College. Okay, and 1 for heads, 2 for tails. 9G has picked heads. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that means that Ghost Unit is going to be selecting the starting side, and I am going to change the server. And all right, mission load. On extensions, true. Mission. And we are looking for Yemen King Hussein 2. Perfect. There we go. And I just need to help someone with something. And we'll let DCS load up in the background. Who are you guys here to support? Let's chuck up a little poll. Welcome in, everyone. So, round 1, 9G Ghost Unit. There you go. The polls should be appearing up on your screens shortly. And let me just help this person with this. Incredibly, this match is not only being cast by me in English, but also in Russian and in Chinese simultaneously. All right, and we even have custom liveries for everyone. Perfect. Let's have a look at the map, guys. Because everything is looking spectacular, and I don't think I've ever cast a match on this specific map, which is really exciting for me. Let's have a look at what we're going to be playing with today. All right, and everything is looking good. All information passed to all relevant parties. And I don't even appear to have had forgotten anything myself. I think we are looking down the barrel of an excellent match of DCS. And it looks like the members of Gun, or Ghost Unit, have elected to start off on the red side. They have some gorgeous liveries as well, and what an excellent time of day that this is going to be taking place in as well. Some recognizable names on the 9G team as well. Lots of friends of the community I know that we love seeing all around the place. And it looks like over here we have Dev and Aggressor in F-16s, Yarkaz and Velik in F-18s, and the rest still... Ooh, Cert taking a J-11. Looking absolutely fabulous today. If you're curious about what this event is all about, it is a competitive 6v6 tournament in DCS, which is a high-fidelity flight simulation game. Not necessarily 100% realistic, but it's as close as we can get. And they fight over control of this central circle, which acts as a king of the hill. If any team occupies it uncontested for 5 minutes, they win, but what's more likely is that they do that by destroying anyone who would get in their way. I did put on the Ghost Unit liveries, yes. You see, there's one there. Looking all black in carbon fiber. So, the Ghost Unit, Fonzie, Chaos, Chubb, Kicker, Sleepy, and Locksmith all in F-16s. Cert in the J11 for 9G, Yarkaz and Valik in the F-18s, F-16s for Dev and Aggressor, which means that we must have one more still to come, and we don't know what they're flying just yet. .9G have updated their liveries as well, so make sure you have a good, careful look here because they are looking very polished now. I was playing, well, before I ever do one of these streams, and if there's custom liveries, I always go on Growling Sidewinder just because it's the easiest server with all of the slots that I need to test all the planes. And I had a look at the J11s on Growling Sidewinder, and they have some kind of, they have something other than an R73. It's like a PL8 or something like that. What is that? Is that like a even better than the R-73 missile? Looks like the members of Gun are loading themselves up with all of the plane juice and weapons. Now, limitations on loadout for those of you who are familiar with these aircraft. A maximum of 4 AMRAAMs, so that's 4 AIM-120s, PL-10s, RAM missiles that have the capability to guide themselves, that aren't heat-seeking. Maximum of 4. Other than that, the only weapon that's banned is the AIM-9X, to level out the playing field for all available airframes that could be relevant to this time period. In addition to that, the J11s can bring SD-10s if they want. Let's check out what the weather looks like directly over the target point. It's a beautiful morning fight, actually. Fighting over... Now, this terrain I actually know a lot about, because this is where a lot of the fighting on contention happens a lot of the time. And it's just north of Beirut Rafik and closer to Rene Mawad, where this large mountainous terrain right in the center here is just high enough to hide in, but just low enough to be able to dip over and have a quick look. So this will be where a lot of missiles get splashed here. Excellent terrain for fighting in. Whoever has the better control of the down low, I think, in this exact point of the map, is going to be in it to win it. Of course, on the left-hand side, or the northern side rather, there is a large, fairly open valley, and then on the southern and western side, it's dominated by the coastline with cities and ocean. With the cities of Beirut, Wujar, and Rene Mawad all along the centerline. If you've played Contention, I think you will feel right at home here. So, we have Cert, Vleek, Aggressor, Dev, Yarkaz. Good to see many recognizable names of the aviation and DCS community coming and having a hello with us today. Welcome in Raptordad Generic DCS. I hope you're all having a good day. Is this Velike's plane? He weaving out. What's that? Well, what was that? Is that I've forgotten the name of that one. I know how the intro goes. Oh you, my mate, oh you, my mate, oh you, my mate, my mate. And it looks like Ghost Unit are the favourites for this first round. Lots of supporters for them, it looks like. The audience in my live broadcast room is talking about the Soviet Union versus the United States, says Li Tong, who is the Chinese representative and streaming over on Bilibili. So if you guys would like to pick any political discussion that you feel like getting involved with, let me know. Previous topics have... How do I move this compass, Rose? I just moved it and I've forgotten how to do it. Popular topics have included, why is the Persian Gulf called the Persian Gulf? And modern conflicts across the world. Okie dokie. There's also some cloud cover today. So I predict these fights will go down low and get quite messy. But it will get brighter as the day goes on. Click the white text and drag. Ah. Get out of here. Nah. North, east, west, south, I don't know. It all keeps changing. Let's have a look at the loadouts on some of these birds. Looks like it is SD-10s and R27 ETs today for CERT, along with the ECM pods and R73s. Looks like the Hornets are only bringing one bag each, with the AMRAAMs on the inner pylons and Sparrows. I'm sure this image has some significance that I'm not aware of. Oh my god, no! Chat, don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look at the stream for a sec. I need to check something. I need to check a rule. Okay, everything seems legal. And the F-16s looks like they've got triple bag loadouts with AMRAAMs. All the places you expect them to be. Looking good. I wonder how many of the F-16s for Ghost Unit are bringing ECM pods. Okay, ECM long pod, ECM... Whoop, something happened there. ECM long pod, triple bags of fuel. Looks like it's a bit of a mix. Let's communicate with the Chinese audience. Li Tong. We'll see whether or not the Chinese audience is supporting the Soviet Union or the United States today. 184 Long Pod enjoys. There. I don't know what actual difference that results in game. At this pace, they'll have to refuel before they can take off. No, Grey Goose here now. Now, if that was me in this F-16, I would have rolled over there and broke my right wing off. Of course, 9G, as a team, representatives of Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. And it looks like we'll be getting the ready call any moment now. I've been told to keep an eye on these aircraft afterburners, so I think we'll watch them take off. Hopefully we get that call that we're waiting for. Okay, both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. All right. Oh, they do look pretty, don't they? Look at that. They get her to do that. That's cool as hell. What a great livery. And what a spectacle. Spectacular. Kicker and Chaos now taking off with Sleepy in the behind. Meanwhile, Cert has taken off in the J11 with Yarkaz and Valik also taking off in the Hornets. And a delightful blue note. Whiskey thins down the mix, gives them another 50 RPM. Ah, yeah, the box said 10 horsepower. We chucked it in there, made the exhausts blue. She'll be right. Aggressor and Grey Goo taking off, leaving Dev to be the last one to take off for 9G. Wheels up. And you don't even have to worry about the flaps, they go up by themselves. Meanwhile, we have Fonzie and Chubb leading the way for Ghost Unit. As they head into this beautiful morning in the Middle East. Happens if you put some gamer subs into their fuel mix? I don't know. All I know is that if you get it, you should get it for 10% off. Actually, they don't sponsor me. So a tight unit of Ghost Unit are heading along right down the throat, and it looks like they're making a bit of a beeline towards that valley area that I described down here. A little bit of flatter fighting terrain compared to this central area here. Meanwhile, Cert is leading the way. 9G doesn't tend to climb quite as hard and as fast as some of the other teams do. Preferring, I think, to adapt to the fight that they're presented as opposed to be overly enthusiastic to land the first blows. Don't we all, Cert? Don't we all? Okay, current separation between the teams is 180 nautical miles. Looks like Fonzie and Chubb are going to be the Eastern group, with Chaos and Kicker forming a two-ship. So we see Kicker and Chaos about to cross that all-important line where they will take initial control of the battle area for the red team, with Ghost Unit leading the way. But Cert is only seconds away from passing that line himself. And he is absolutely charging up a pace here, afterburning and dropping some altitude as well. At J11, going to be travelling like a bullet. As Chaos and Kicker start heading down the coast. They'll have the benefit of the mountain range for cover towards the southeastern targets, and that does appear to be where a lot of 9G is going. Though I'm sure paying attention to their data links, Yarkaz and Grey Goo are going to be able to tell that there is going to be a fight along the coastline and start peeling off in that direction. As Valik and Aggressor start heading down towards the east, so Yarkaz will be one of their close-range fighters in the F-18. And a bit of a battle line happening here. Got time for a little bit of formation porn? I'm sure we do. Carbon fiber everything. That plane must weigh about 50 grams. Burning blue, they make their way. Current separation between Cert and Chubb is 71 nautical miles thus far. Cert's powering up to 40,000 feet. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the opening shot here. The only problem is that I really struggle to get locks with the J11 and the Su-27. What kind of range is he working at? Yeah, I'd never be able to get a 60 nautical mile lock, not in a J11. As we catch Valik dropping the centerline. Hey Lloyd, how are you? Kind of weird seeing all of these small airstrips. Well, they're heliports, technically speaking. And there is a lot of them. I don't know if I can turn off those icons, though. No, I don't think I can. Cert, currently 38 nautical miles. He's getting within locking range now. And the first missile comes off the rails. This SD-10. Hopefully it doesn't do the one thing that SD-10s have a bad habit of doing, which is they'll end up just pointing straight upwards. But this one does look like it's curving back down to Earth, which is good. So Cert fires the first SD-10, and it looks like it's heading towards perhaps Locksmith, who has fired one in return. Wasting no time, going defensive, the missiles crisscross in the air, as Cert is still at 30,000 feet and perhaps looking for another shot here. He's going to have to make his choice shortly because that missile is closing in on him. No second shot for Cert. The SD-10 that's heading towards the central group for Ghost Unit. This one has some pace, but who's it going for? Is it going to catch up with Sleepy? I think it's gone too low. Oh, it does impact! Sorry for missing that. Wow, what a shot! Sleepy gets destroyed by Cert's first SD-10. A devastating first blow against Ghost Unit here. As Dev fires off an AIM-120 and Cert handily defeats the 120 fired in reverse. You can see Cert just over the top of the missile here. And this 120 aiming to break up the Ghost Unit formation that is furthest south. Looks like this one's going for Kicker, who's gone defensive. Chaos launching a 120 down towards Dev. Chubb, at 10,000 feet, is pushing hard here. But only at 10,000 feet, which means those missiles don't reach out quite as far as you might want. Aggressor fires a 120, and Dev is contending with this one that's going down low. But it impacts the dirt, and Dev gets away scot-free. 120 is traded between Chubb and Yarkaz. Chubb gonna have to be careful here. This missile deadly. Chubb, careful, careful. Chubb gets impacted and goes down. But does he take Yarkaz with him? Yarkaz dropping countermeasures. And no impact. He gets away scot-free. Grey Goo and Fonzie trading missiles with each other. Locksmith successfully defeating. We've got a merge here. Dev has a member of Ghost Unit directly above him. Does he see him? Within absolute spitting distance, but no missiles being fired. Chaos defending desperately against what's going on down here, with nothing but altitude to work with. Dev fires a high off angle. Locksmith fires at Chaos. This might be a friendly 120 that's going for Chaos. Chaos gets splashed. And Dev takes one in return, goes down in flames. Kicker successfully defends against one. Fonzie gets taken out by an R-27T. And it is now a 1v 5 as Locksmith. It's the last one left, and it looks like he's down to aim 9s. But he has one member of 9G dead ahead, launches the missile, the flares are coming out. But it impacts. That's 1 down, 3 to go, 4 to go even, with the 120 coming in towards Locksmith now. Successfully notches that one into the mountains. The leak looking for revenge, launches a fairly close range 120 here, and gets an aim 9 in return. Locksmith gonna have to notch this missile, doesn't, impacts the terrain. Valik manages to get away from the 9 that was fired in response. And 9G takes the first round. Let's have a look at how that played out from another perspective. Because that all went wrong very quickly. Firstly, this SD-10 shot, Dirt fires it from 40 nautical miles away, and it manages to go all the way. Let's watch the journey of the SD-10. You know what? I think this missile was going for Locksmith. It lost Locksmith, and I think it started going for Sleepy. And Sleepy, I think, just a little bit complacent there on the urgency of the notch. Sturt getting away with it cleanly, though. Chubb, I think, getting caught just a little bit too high here. Had great speed, going Mach 1.2, and that was a good shot against Yarkaz, but need to ditch the altitude much faster than that. Nearly notched the missile, though, was just within the range of it working. We didn't see what happened to Fonzie up here. What was that initial launch range? It was 39 nautical miles. Fonzie, unfortunately, being caught out of position a little bit here. Does manage to get some really good notches here. In fact, was that a notch, or was that a missile that didn't do damage? That looks like a 120 that didn't kill. So managing to get away, luckily, with that one. Maybe that missile did damage Fonzie? No, Fonzie flies into the R-27ET, the secret weapon of the J-11, the super long-range infrared missile. And that was launched at quite a decent range, but Fonzie flies directly into it. Let's see if we can have a look at what happened here, because Chaos, managing to find himself directly above 3 members of 9G with a huge altitude advantage at nearly 40,000 feet. So he's directly above Dev, but he's still 5 nautical miles away. And the problem is that when you're up in this kind of air, the missiles just follow you and follow you and follow you and follow you. Now, Kicker coming along here, I could have sworn fired at Chaos. Maybe I was totally wrong there. Oh, it was Locksmith. Okay. Locksmith comes out over here. Does have the leak off his left shoulder, but does seem to have had picked up Chaos here. At a range of 5 nautical miles, looses the 120. and takes out Chaos. So an unfortunate friendly fire instrument. Incident here, though, Chaos was staring right down the barrel of Valik's 120, so it was a matter of moments. And I think that's why it didn't show up as a team kill on the kill feed, because I think this missile just damaged the plane to destruction, but the second missile actually killed the pilot. Locksmith does manage to get a good kill on Dev, and does even things out a little bit. Kicker with a good notch. But Kicker... Oh no. That looks like it might have been a C-fit. Kicker, unfortunately, losing sight of the ground at a key moment. And that was what left Locksmith by themselves with just an AIM-9M. Does manage to slash Aggressor, though. In close range, Locksmith is a killer. 2 enemies and 1 friendly. I think they should just put this guy out the front. But he does get squared away by Valik in the end. And Valik handily manages to dodge the missile. And how long have they got to get back home? Looks like Grey Goo's leading the way in an F-16 and is almost home. Yes, it is a bit of the Project Wingman playing in the background. I completed Project Wingman's campaign for the first time on yesterday. I'd never played it before, and I finished it yesterday. And as soon as I unlocked Mercenary mode, I immediately loaded up Mission 11 and played it. There is nothing quite as interesting as a 9G landing, I tell you what. I think the last time I cast a 9G match, the first person that landed for them forgot to put their gear down. They won the round, and then they all seemed to land in different, unique and bizarre ways. That's fine, you know. And Grey Goo does a fantastic job of it. Is this the character from, the little albino arms dealer anime? With the really strong, tall girl called Valmet? Cert overflies the airfield. Hopefully he knows that he's home. The leak is getting ready for the runway. No, the damage and ammunition gets reset between rounds. They can change airframes as well and swap out any pilots if they need to. That's right, it's Coco Hekamatia. And I have completely forgotten what the name of that anime is. Jormungand, that's right. It tells you a lot about what I take away from an anime. Like, me being able to name the enormous muscle-bound tomboy, but not remembering the name of the anime. I only held on to the important information. Looks like Flick is on the run. Let's watch him go. thank you for all of the support you've shown me, as well as the tournament organisers. Of course, let me make sure that one thing is working. There we go. The information for the organisers of SATAC will be appearing in chat, along with my socials as well. I do appreciate all of the follows and support. Thank you, Bob71VTR, FibHub, Afterman1980, Luigi DCS. As Valik makes a lovely landing. Yarkaz, the next one in. I shouldn't have stayed on this camera angle for that long. Accident. Oh, there's a dog. Whose dog is that? Hornet dog. Dog on the Hornet. Hornet dog. Oh, thank you for the follow, Boris. The F-18 has the added benefit of a Navy landing gear, which means that you can practically crash this thing into the ground and it will let you get away with it, which is why I like flying this plane, because, wow. Gently, gently. And then search the last one to come back home. In our favourite building-sized aircraft. To use American units for the size of the J-11, I've approximated the calculations, and I'm pretty sure it's 16 football fields wide, and at least 179 freedoms tall. All right, well. He put out the parachutes. Woo! My favourite. Okay, let's restart the server and get things ready for the next round. And while I do that, a little bit of a word from our sponsors.
Running a dedicated DCS server can be complex, time-consuming, and expensive. And after all that effort, you still might not get the smooth, seamless experience you're looking for. That's why virtual pilots and virtual squadrons choose MasterArm as a ready-for-immediate-use solution and for peak efficiency. With low latency, high stability, and uncompromising performance, MasterArm ensures that every maneuver, every decision, and every shot counts. Stay mission ready. Fly with confidence. MasterArm has your six. Get your server at www.masterarm.de.
And shout out to Master Arms there. Sorry for if that stuttered for just a second there. The mission was restarting in the background. And I think my computer pooed itself for just a sec. All right. Okie dokie. Well, it's time to get everything ready for the next round. Let me update the score. And we'll prepare for round 2. Now is the best time to stand up, get yourself a drink, get yourself ready for the next round. I will play some ads here as well so that you don't get any disruptions during your gameplay. So, we'll be right back. Hope you're all having a good time. Such a pleasure to have you. I'll be right back. It's a great piece of music, isn't it? It's just fabulous. I love it. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, and I hope you're ready for round number 2. The sides have been switched, so we have 9G over at Bashar al-Assad. As they are lined up, and looking pretty ready to go, though with that being said, actually, we got more of these. What's this one? I don't even know who this is. AWD flying now, though. Loaded shotgun. So, over on 9G, we have Dev, Aggressor, Grey Goo, Valik, and AWD, and Cert. Meanwhile, over on the blue team, we have Casper, Sleepy, Locksmith, Fonzie, Kicker, Chubb, all set up and ready to go in F-16s, but Casper swapping in now in an F-18, so it's not all F-16s for the carbon fiber gun. Let's run a poll for round 2. Off script, a very talented 2D animator. Ooh, I'll have to check them out. And 9G. The poll will be on your screens. Make sure you get your votes in. I want to hear you guys cheering for the teams that you're here to support. And doesn't 9G look beautifully organized over here? It's a veritable buffet of fighter jets. 2 F-18s and 3 F-16s. Looks like a good mix to me. And then all over here by himself, hopefully it's not because he's smelly, we have Cert. I have no idea what the significance of this character is, but I hope that they're nice. 9G has reported that they're ready, but I suspect that gun is almost ready. And here we go. We got the carbon fiber. I reckon we'll be hearing both teams ready in no time now. And then, all that's left is for me to fuck up the countdown and everyone to get off the ground. Okay. Both teams ready. Get set. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. There we go. That time I spelt go wrong. Welcome in, Liadama. AWD, the tag in for 9G, takes off. Meanwhile, Casper. Is carbon fiber just modern chrome? I don't know. I mean, I just think it looks cool. That is a lot of carbon fiber, though. Also means that if you get hit by one missile, your plane will explode into painful splinters. Nonetheless, fortunately, just like how we don't have to actually feel the G-forces that our pilots experience, we also do not have to suffer the excruciating pain of dying like they do. Which means that we can make our planes out of whatever we want. No strict formations forming just yet. But looks like Chubb and Sleepy heading out towards the coastline. I think everyone is looking fantastic today. I like the 9G liveries, especially the ones they have on the F-18s as well. And I think that this is the point where, yeah, the playlist goes absolutely psycho, so give me a second. Paper livery. Excellent. I want it. So you can see what I mean about the terrain over here. This large central mountain here, whilst on the surface looking just as good as the mountains in the Caucasus to duck, dive, dip, dodge, and dive, in reality, these valleys and troughs being so shallow makes it quite difficult, and you do have to rely a lot more on notching missiles. And it does also mean that you end up with this awkward kind of play of, are you on this side of the mountain, or are you on this side of the mountain? And if you are, then you only have coverage of, like, a certain portion of the sky. It's a difficult area of space to maintain adequate control over, because there's just enough cover to sneak around in it, but there's not enough cover to completely hide in it, like in the Caucasus Mountain, you know? And there they go. Looks like CERT's leading the way again. I don't see why they wouldn't, because they got the initial kill of the first round. And also, something you always have to be careful of when fighting against J-11s, these sneaky boys, these R-27ETs, long-range infrared missiles. Now, they give themselves away a little bit with a massive, massive smoke trail, though one trick that I found incredibly useful is if you deliberately fire the R-27 ETs from inside of or behind a cloud, it completely hides the smoke trail, and then if people aren't flaring it, it'll hit them every time. The only problem is that these missiles are incredibly susceptible to flaring. Arguably... Uh-oh. What have I done? I think I might have, locked up my oh, bugger. Give me a sec. There we go. These missiles are incredibly susceptible to flaring. Much more susceptible than R-73s and AIM-9Ms, so dumping out any amount of flares is typically enough to spoof one of them. Meanwhile, Casper and Kicker are taking the skies, as my computer is just absolutely bricking itself. Alright. I reckon Cert is getting close enough to start thinking about having a shot here. But it looks like, in fact, Casper goes for the first missile, and it is an AIM-7. Will that be enough to perturb Cert? I don't think it will. Cert must know this AIM-7 is at least 1,000,000 miles away from me, and not something I need to concern myself with. And it looks like 9G are the favourites for this round so far. This AIM-7, I don't think, is going to get much done, as it is already below 1,000 knots. Let's see if we can see Cert fire their first missile. Well, they may choose not to fire at all. Cert continues. Looks like he's found Chubb and Sleepy down here. Kicker is pushing quite hard as well. No shots out from Cert, but plenty from the others. Looks like Velik has fired a 120, and AWD as well. Kicker is pushing hard here, maybe trying to find Cert's J11, but Cert manages to find him first, a 15 nautical mile shot from 40,000 feet, straight down towards Kicker, who I think has no choice but to defend this with all they've got. And they are. This missile's got him locked up, though. Let's see how it goes. Does Cert get the opening kill a second time? You can see Kicker after burning, pulling. It's going to be close! And good roll to get away from it. I think that has killed the momentum. And that SD-10 is trashed. Good defense. Chubb launches a 120 at 10,000 feet here and starts diving down. As we have several 120s that are now mixed up amongst the members of 9G, none of them with too much velocity to be too much of a threat. This one's travelling down, though, towards Velik, and is going to be a tricky one to contend with. Velik has to turn just a bit colder here, and I think that one will be beaten. In fact, I think it's actually just gone dumb. And the second one fired, I don't think has the legs. Meanwhile, Dev is pushing pretty hard here. Goes defensive without having had fired, but Fonzie has fired in exchange. But Grey Goo, up at the altitude advantage of 30,000 feet, fires 120s at 11 nautical miles. Locksmith and Kicker, all trading missiles in all directions here. You can see them impacting the mountains. Let's check out this AIM-120, which has a lot of potential here. Looks like Chubb may have just sea-fitted into the ground, and whoa! That one recaptures its lock right at the last second as it connects. Now it is a 4v6 as more missiles cross their paths in the sky. Dev having to contend with a close-range one, but it passes over the top of him. Kicker now has a missile coming straight for him. Successfully manages to spoof it into the mountains. As we look down the barrel of submerges, Locksmith and Grey Goo just centimeters away from each other. They're turning in at the same time. There are targets everywhere for each other. He gets splashed by a missile. Kicker now chasing down Dev, has him right in front of him. Sees his burning teammate, has Dev just off his right shoulder. Dev is well within killing range. You've got to get him. AIM 9M comes off the rails. That one goes into the mountains. No impact. 120 this time. Wants to be sure of it. And it does impact. He manages to take down Dev. Cert is chasing down Sleepy here. At close range. Missile comes off the wings. Sleepy is defending. And dodges the missile. Manages to successfully get away from it. Casper and Valik chasing missiles, but Sturt now looking straight down the barrel of another of the enemy forces. Ghost unit looking in trouble here. Sleepy's got an R-73, but the R-73 doesn't go for him. Is Cert going to have to gun him here? Another R-73 off the wings. One impacts, and that is a surefire kill. As a 120 also gets very close to Cert. Ooh, okay, Cert does not get splashed by friendly missiles here, meaning that Kicker is the last one alive carrying the hopes and dreams of Ghost Unit. Still has his fuel tanks on, but no missiles. Well, pick your target. Kicker's right in the middle of it. He is absolutely surrounded by bad guys. But who can find him first? He's surrounded. There's so many flares in the sky. Kicker, I'm begging you to take your fuel tanks off. And it's not in his hands anymore. As Malik manages to take him out with an AIM 7. What a fight. Coco Hekamatie would be pleased. As 9G put on a fantastic show. And the members of Ghost Unit give them a solid run for their money. Tricky fights all round. Let's see if we missed anything. Interesting how Cert got so close, but managed to hold off on firing for some time. What happens if everyone runs out of missiles? Then you gotta kill each other with the guns. Cert picking his moment here to fire off an SD-10. But Kicker, fortunately having the presence of mind here to get away from it in time. With some very solid missile defense. And the opening volleys happened over this period of part of terrain, which I wasn't inherently expecting. I'm interested, what did Casper fire at here? I don't understand. Okay. Kicker and Locksmith found themselves in an interesting situation. You know how I was talking about in the opening segment here, how the shallowness means that you can be sneaky, but you can't hide? Great effort for Gun and Locksmith. Look at how clean this is. Both of them committing to turn over the mountain at the same time. That was actually really cool and excellently executed, I think. Locksmith getting caught a little bit, unfortunately, by the 120 straight away there. Yeah, I think Locksmith just became a little bit too high. If he had just stayed a little bit lower into his turn, I think he would have come in on him head on and it would have been perfect. But a 120 at that kind of range isn't going to miss. Kicker finds himself all over the place. The first missile, goodness only knows, looks like it's going for aggressor. He finds himself facing right down the backsides of Dev and Gregu. What goes around comes around, and a close range 120 is what you'll get. While we're having a look at what was going on here, let's see what Sleepy's run looked like. I think Sleepy, we probably got to around about this point here, without much ordnance left. Sturt getting incredibly unlucky that his R73 just decides not to go for it here. Just definitely in range. And then a huge off-boresight shot for the R73. Managing to catch Sleepy unawares. And, fortunately, this missile not going for Cert. While that was happening, we had Casper go down here in the back. With a very cool dodge here. But I think... if you loot... yeah, I've done this so many times. Look at his speed. He might have been out of fuel, actually. Because he's only traveling at Mach 0.38. Yeah, this looks like running out of fuel to me. I think he pulled up just so he could shoot something, and that was his last gasp of plane juice. And he subsequently introduced himself to the ground. So that was Kicker, Locksmith, and Chubb got taken out by a controlled flight into terrain here. Only traveling at Mach 0.6. I wonder if this is a fuel problem or if Chubb just slipped out of the sky a little bit there. Interesting, interesting, interesting. But that seems to be all she wrote for Ghost Unit. Who, I think, despite everything, put on a very valiant effort and fought very well. I hope we get an opportunity to talk to the members of Ghost Unit as well. I think in terms of strategy, I think 9G, as I was saying at the start of the match, 9G doesn't tend to play super aggressively as much as they like to feel out what the opposition is doing and respond to it. And when one of the teams does that, you can respond in one of two ways. You can execute your plan and make the absolute best of it that you can, or you can adapt in return, and it turns into this kind of game of cat and mouse where you're just waiting for someone to commit to a line, And I think both times, Ghost Unit committed to a line, and as a result, the members of 9G just formed themselves around them. Kept their cohesion very well, kept up their high-altitude pilots for as long as they could to get them on those longer-range high-to-low shots, which admittedly not too many of them connected, but that's what it takes. And in both rounds, for Cert to be getting so close, uncontested, certainly may well have been worth firing a 120 at the J11 just to get it to go away for a little bit, rather than having to deal with the existential dread of having this massive plane flying above you. Because it just affects your tactical mobility a little bit, and can cause things to be a little bit skew. And it looks like the leak is heading in. With Umaru-chan on the fuselage. And that looks like Valik down and safe, securing round 2 for 9G and the win for this match. Cert, the next one in, the massive J11 coming in. Big healthy boy going down onto the runway. Looking good. Chuck out the parachutes just for fun. Oh, I ripped the parachutes off. A well-deserved celebration as Aggressor comes in next. Aggressor down and safe. And who's left but Grey Goo? How many horsepower? Doesn't have any horses in it. A horse would not fit inside the cockpit. Alright, I'm in the interview channel now.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Cert from 9G. How are you?
I am doing great. What about you?
Oh, you know me, I'm always doing fantastic. How are 9G feeling after that match? How'd it go? Was that what you expected?
Well, we did not know what to expect from Gun, since we have only screened them once, 2 months ago. We were expecting pretty much anything, to be honest. And we tried a couple of new things in our tactics, just to see how how it's gonna look like, and we have a few things to go over
Yeah.
after the TACs are gonna be released. And overall, we're very, very happy with the result.
Could you give us an example of something you tried, or is that all top secret?
Not really. Usually what we do is we do kind of like a cross between the flanks. In previous matches, we did it throughout the entire round. This time we tried to do one cross at the start, crossing the flanks, and just we tried to surround the enemy, just kind of go through their formation. And maybe our idea was to kind of surround them and attack from two sides. Eventually, just getting them all in the second round like we wanted. We will definitely look at that after the match. We definitely have some things to go over.
No, absolutely. It did seem I was describing the tactical style of 9G as you guys tend to respond to what the enemy is doing. You know, you don't push as hard as some other teams do. You adapt and kind of surround and figure out where they're going and what they're doing first. Would you say that that's part of the plan on the 9G playbook?
Well, almost. We do apply pressure, but we don't apply pressure through like pure aggression like other squads do.
Yeah.
We apply pressure through a tight formation usually, and team coordination. And a lot of the time that works. And we're trying to explore more opportunities to apply more pressure and have more control over the battlefield. And this is going to be a very, very informative match for us.
Fabulous. And Fonzie from Ghost Unit, welcome in. How are you going?
Living the dream, Air Show. What's up?
Oh, look, we're all having a great time. Well, that was a very good match. I think although the scoreboard may not reflect it, it was quite close at certain points. How's the team feeling after that one? What's the reflective attitude? Do you think that was well executed, or is there a bit of frustration?
I mean, I think we had some frustration. But I mean, newer unit.
Yeah,
I think we learned a lot you guys been, about ourselves.
Yeah, is this one of your first competitive matches?
Not one of the first. I'd say one of the more official, but it's we've only been around 3 months.
Absolutely. I mean, brand new, fresh out of the box. How did you guys find each other?
A lot of us came from the past unit together, and the rest is just like networking, so to speak. Kind of just meet the other guys out and about, I guess, so to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what do you think in that match for Ghost Unit went well, and what didn't work out? What would be the focus if you could take some time to train up and have another go at this kind of match?
I think we did what we wanted to. Tactic wise, we kind of made them mesh into what we wanted. We just poorly executed. I mean, it obviously shows it was not executed well at all. And communications on our behalf. I mean, 9G is a good team. We always have a good time against them. I think it's the second time we've faced them outside of a scrimmage, that is.
Oh, look. It was a fantastically fun match to watch, and there were some real moments of great coordination. My favorite moment of the match is when Kicker and Locksmith coordinated a perfectly timed approach and attack over the hills that just about almost worked. And I was cheering for Gun to get a bit of a lucky break, but it was so close.
Yeah, I mean, I think for how long we've been around, how long 9G has been around, it was a good match. Especially, I mean, I know Cert remembers the last time we faced them in a scrimmage. I mean, we've came a long ways since then, so I'm actually happy with the result, whether it was a spanking or not, so to speak.
Oh, it definitely wasn't a spanking.
They they look better than the last time we faced them, and I'm happy to see where the unit's going.
Oh, look, 9G is doing absolutely fantastically as well. A real dark horse in this competition that I think everyone has underestimated and is paying the price for more than once. All right, well, it's a Saturday. I'm sure that you guys have plenty of things that you'd like to be doing. To start off with, for 9G, if you have any shout-outs you'd like to make or anything you'd like to say, the audience is yours for just a moment. Go right ahead.
Gostinit, it was very fun to fly against you. You have definitely improved a lot since our last stream. You managed to hold up very, very well, considering that you've been only around for like 3 months, right? And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the future matches. And I'm only expecting the best from you.
Absolutely.
When it comes to my team and our community, we're always grateful for the support. And we will continue to deliver.
No worries. And Fonzie, the same for you, for the members of Ghost Unit. If you have anything that you'd like to say, please go ahead. It's all yours.
Hello.
What's up, Bilgit? 9G, really good match. Appreciate you guys showing up full force today. It was definitely better than the last time we went up against you guys. I was happy I saw you guys on the card and look forward to facing you guys again. Airshow, appreciate you streaming this. And I guess to all the SATAC viewers, thanks for watching.
No worries. All right. I'll leave you two now, and thank you very much for a wonderful match. I look forward to all of the competition to come, and I think Ghost Unit has got a few new fans after that very, very cool performance that you guys put on, and of course 9G, brilliant as always. Thank you guys. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Airshow.
All right. Well, some matches are quicker than others, and that is as far as we go today. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you had good fun. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you, Makassi, for the bits. And thank you for being here with me. I hope the rest of your Saturday goes absolutely fantastically. And the next match will be tomorrow at the same time as the 501st face off against the Blue Arrows. 501st is from the USA, the Blue Arrows are from China, so it should be a thrilling match for all involved, and I certainly look forward to having you guys be there tomorrow on Sunday at 1500 Zulu time. All right, guys. I'll see you all later. Have a good afternoon.